Hello everyone, Tunda is a very talented Hungarian gingerbread artist and cookie decorator from the United States. Her journey in cookie decorating started back in 2012. Since then, her work was featured by Food Network magazine, Daily News, and several TV channels. She published 9 books on gingerbread decorating, and she also has a YouTube channel. She often provides online and live masterclasses. She lives in Kentucky with her husband and their 3 children. Welcome, Tunda, to Anna Maria's Kitchen.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Anna Maria, for having me.
Besides cooking and baking, I love needlepointing as well. How about you? What was your motivation to start this beautiful art?
Well, we started decorating cookies for one Christmas with the kids, and I've never stopped ever since. I went back to the roots. I tried to discover the traditional methods, and I just kept going.
Could you show us a few of your masterpieces?
Absolutely. First, I would like to show you, these are the traditional gingerbread hearts that you would see at fairs and festivals if you go to Hungary. Then I'm going to show you this. This is the style that I like to use when I want to give gingerbread cookies as a gift. These are inspired by traditional embroidery. And I also want to show you a little box that I made for Valentine's Day. You can put candy in it, so it can be a cute little gift as well.
So, Tunda will show us how to decorate a gingerbread cookie for Easter. You will also find the recipe here on Anna Maria's Kitchen.
Yes, first of all, I would like to show you how to make the red glaze that gingerbread decorators use on these traditional cookies. I will switch to my other camera for this, and you will see my table from here. So to make this red coloring, I have to go a little bit further away. All you need is an egg yolk, some food coloring, and use gel or powdered color. So the liquid color that you can get at the grocery store, it just doesn't have enough pigment. So get gel food coloring that you can usually get in bigger stores at the cake decorating section at the craft aisle. So I will use some food coloring, mix it in. Just keep adding the coloring until you reach the nice red color that you want. And as you can see, this is very sticky and oily. So I dilute it usually with milk. I don't have milk here in my studio, so I will use a little bit of half and half. It does the same trick. It just makes it a little bit thinner.
Looks interesting.
And you see, this will give you a nice, vibrant, shiny finish, and you can give colors to your cookies without adding extra sugar to it. So it's better than flood icing in this way, because it doesn't add extra calories to your cookies. And you could do this in other colors as well if you use other colors, other food colorings. Now I don't want to get really messy, so I will use a glove on my left hand that's holding the cookie. The right hand is holding the brush, so it doesn't get that messy. And I'm gonna color this cookie red. I like to start with the sides just because it keeps my hand a little bit clean, a little bit longer. I will get messy by the end either way, so it's just an illusion of cleanliness, probably.
So when you make a gingerbread cookies, what are the main rules we have to pay special attention to?
Yes, when you make honey gingerbread cookies, especially if you use this recipe, you have to make the dough the day before because this dough needs to age. So you have to make the dough the day before, and this recipe has quite a bit of baking soda. So when you roll the dough out the next day, make sure to roll it very thin because it will spread quite a bit. So you see we have this nice red finish, and I will let this dry. It just needs a couple of minutes to dry. And while the cookie is drying, I can make the icing for it.
So how to make the perfect icing? Tell me, Tunda.
Well, gingerbread decorators usually make an icing simply from egg whites. Let's make it a little bit even further away. So I will use only one egg white, some confectioner's sugar, and a tiny bit of lemon juice. And this is what you need for royal icing as well. The main difference is that for royal icing, you beat the egg whites. Gingerbread decorators in Hungary don't beat the egg whites, and it gives a little bit more elasticity to your icing because you have less air bubbles in it.
Can we use fresh lemon juice? I'm sorry, Tunda. Can we use fresh lemon juice? I see you use.
Of course, you can use fresh lemon juice. Basically, you need the lemon juice because egg white is an alkaline, and the lemon juice is balancing out the acidity, and it will make your icing whiter and shinier. So you can use lemon juice. If you don't have lemon juice at hand, you can use a few drops of vinegar. It will not change the taste because you have so much sugar. So whichever acid you have on hand, like food acid, you can use it. Some people use, for people who work with royal icing, some of them use cream of tartar in their recipe, and it does exactly the same thing. So yes, you can definitely use fresh lemon juice. And you will see you will need quite a bit of sugar. Egg white is just holding it together and giving it the elasticity to work with.
Yes.
And I cannot give you exact measurements because all egg whites have different size.
Yes, of course.
So what we do, we just keep adding the sugar until we reach the consistency we want to work with.
Okay.
And it's kind of a toothpaste consistency. Now I'm getting closer. You see, now it's not as liquid anymore.
So what is the ideal consistency of icing for flooding?
Well, we will not flood today, but the flood icing that you heard about is a much thinner icing that people use to cover a bigger surface of the cookie. So you see now it's getting thicker. Now it's not spreading as much. Now I add a few drops of lemon juice to make it whiter and shinier. And if you ever want to color icing, then do it before finishing the consistency, because the food coloring itself will change your icing consistency a little bit. I don't know if you have seen it on the camera, but this icing became a little bit whiter as I added. Did you see it?
Yes.
Wonderful. Sometimes it's not evident with cameras. Sometimes they don't show all the tricks. For the consistency, this is what you are looking for. When I take this out, these little peaks bend down. If I take out my spatula and turn it sideways, this little peak will bend down.
It's almost like a toothpaste, right?
Yes, that's like a toothpaste. But that we have different toothpaste, so I like to show it. And I take out a spoonful You don't need a lot more than that. You can, with a spoonful of icing, you can decorate a lot of cookies. And when you took out the icing you need, you always want to cover your icing because it crusts really fast.
Mhm.
So I cover this so we can use it later. And I put away my mess. This is a piping bag, but if you don't have this at home, don't worry. I decorated for a very long time just using Ziploc bags. Yes, you can cut a hole in the corner of a Ziploc bag and it will do all the same job for you. Let's set this aside. I have a nice bag of icing. I like to use on a paper, work with a paper towel so I don't make a mess. And it's the power of television or videos. I have some red cookies that I painted yesterday, so we don't even have to wait those few minutes for the cookies to dry. I open the bag. And I'm ready to make some designs on my cookies. And I'm coming closer so you can see better what's going on. And from this point, just get creative. You know, you can copy my designs or you can just make your own. It's like doodling. Just have fun with it. For this first one, I will find the middle of the cookie. Let's do it from the side a little bit so you'd see more than my hand. And I will make a loop. And another one across. And I'm decorating these egg cookies, red Easter egg cookies. But I think that most of your viewers, your followers are not necessarily Hungarian, right?
Yes.
They don't necessarily know the tradition of the red Easter eggs.
Yes,
do you think?
you are right.
So should we talk about it a little bit?
Yes.
Around Easter, the old tradition was that young girls were like flowers, so they needed water to stay fresh.
Yes.
So at Easter Monday, the boys went to water the girls, and the ladies, to thank this, they gave decorated red Easter eggs, like hard-boiled eggs. What they decorated, they painted red and they decorated. So this is what they gave in exchange for being watered.
Yes.
And
lots of food, desserts, of course.
Yes, and well, this tradition a little bit changed when most of the people moved to the cities, and instead of the water buckets, they started to use perfume.
Yes.
I mean the boys, and a lot of times instead of these hand decorated eggs, they got chocolate eggs or money in exchange for the perfume. But so this is the reason we associate red eggs with Easter.
It looks already beautiful.
Yes, and you see, these are very simple elements that I just put together. And so this is the first one. For the next one, I will outline the whole cookie. And I find, if you mess it up, you can always use a toothpick to remove the icing that's that shouldn't be there. So there is always an easy fix to this. So I start with 2 lines and I put dots in between. And I will play with some border patterns on each side. So I will make some scallops and another layer of scallops and some teardrop shapes in between. Oh, I'm not at the center. I'm sorry about this. It's always going away. And I will add a few dots in between. And I will repeat this on the other side.
So Tunda, how long does it take the icing to harden on cookies?
Oh, it depends on the humidity of your environment and also on the consistency of the icing. So the thicker your icing, the quicker it dries, and less humidity you have in your room, the quicker it will dry. But I would say it will be dry to the touch in about 20-30 minutes, and it will be completely dry by the end of the day. So by the end of the day you could package it if you wanted to. Oh, let's make a little flower. I will show you an easy way to make a perfect little flower anytime. So make 3 dots on top of each other. They don't touch each other, but they are very close. And then make 2 dots on each side in between them. And this is an easy way to make a perfect little flower whenever you want to. And I'm gonna make a stem and some curly cues. And some leaves. And you see, this doesn't take not even a minute, I guess.
Yes, yes.
And you have a cute little cookie that you can give as a gift if you want to. Now I will start this the same way with the little flower, but this flower will be in the middle. And I will make teardrop shapes going to all directions from this flower.
Looks amazing.
And they are easy, don't you think?
Yes.
So I think everybody could do this.
I think I will try.
Now you have all the tools you need. You have my recipe.
Yes.
You know how to make the egg wash.
Yes.
You know how to make icing. And you can watch this video to get some ideas, or you can go to my YouTube channel where I have hundreds of videos with different cookies decorated. So let's do a little needlepoint. You said you like needlepoint, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, yes.
So let's do a little needlepoint design on this one. What do you think?
Okay.
So I will outline the cookie first, because I kind of need a frame. And then I will make parallel lines to make the canvas for the needlepoint. To make a nice straight line, you want to stick the icing to the end, then lift up your bag a little bit and
Yes,
go to
I
the other
see.
side.
Yes.
If you stay too close to the cookie, your line will be wiggly. Even two more. Oops. And don't hurry, because then you will break your lines, as I just did. Yes, it's 8 lines, and I make these across.
Mm-hmm.
I teach classes on this needlepoint design, and in a 4-hour class, we basically practice on a practice sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Then we decorate only 3 bigger cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the class, you can usually say which was a person's first, second, and third cookie, because just from one cookie to the other, everybody makes so much progress.
Yeah, they improve
that
a
you
lot, I
can
guess.
totally tell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's make a little heart in the middle of this.
Mm-hmm. You just fill up the gaps, right?
Yes, I have little squares. It's like the holes in your fabric.
Yeah.
And I just fill in the gaps, and I have a little bit more room on this both sides, so I can add something extra to it. And usually the ends of these grids are not very nice, so I always make some kind of a border for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a row of dots. And then I will add an extra dot to every pair to make this triangle shaped border.
Yes. Absolutely beautiful.
And I have one more cookie left. What to do with it?
Draw some nice tulips for me, if you can.
You want a tulip, like a Hungarian folk art style tulip. Okay. Let's do this tulip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm messing up this edge. And this was my last cookie.
Yes,
we just
so
decorated
beautiful.
6 cookies.
They look gorgeous, Tundi.
Maybe too shiny sometimes. Here.
Beautiful. I love it.
Hey, I'm trying to find the right angle.
I think we can see well.
Wonderful.
Looks beautiful, Tunda. Thank you, thank you.
So these were my decorated cookies.
Thank you for sharing your talent with the followers of Anna Maria's Kitchen. You can find Tunda and tundascreations.com. Bye-bye.